With the new year already in sight, we are all so excited to find out what 2020 has to offer. Yes! Whether you are someone who makes New Year's resolutions or not, we all secretly desire that the new year will bring something new and fresh for us. But if you are someone who struggles to start your engines and need a little bit of inspiration, we have all that for you right here. Let's start with seeing the bright side of things, because even when bad things happen, there is always a way to change things around, only if we look at them from another perspective. Sometimes we hear people saying, enjoy your life, take advantage of it, or you only live once, but we ignore it. We try to live our best life, but things get in the way, and when that happens, we tend to forget that happiness is possible. I am sure you heard this before, but when you are positive, you attract better things. You are more calm, more alert, and even you can fulfill your dreams. You attract things that are like you. And when you decide to view your life from the bright side, and let go of the things that you can't control, maybe you will see that life can have better experiences. Here at the bright side, we learn how normal people, just like you and I, think. It's nice to see how everyday people pick themselves up when the chips are down. In today's Gold Digger Talk, we learn about a man who changed his life by seeing things from another perspective. He grew up in California. His parents were in his life, but his mom pretty much raised him because his dad was working. Like many kids, he got into sports at a young age to try and find his identity. After he was done with high school, he couldn't continue with sports and found himself in a little bit of trouble. After brief run-ins with the law, he learned that wasn't the life for him. He went to college and got his degree. Even though he went to school, that sports bug was still in him. So he tried to start a professional football career, and when it didn't work, he tried to join the workforce, where he learned that wasn't the route for him either. As a result, he decided to try his hand at entrepreneurship, but that very first year, he lost everything. He lost his car, the place he was living in, and he had to run around all Vegas to catch the bus with his two young daughters while trying to figuring out how to make things work. And there is where his story takes a turn for better, when he gets introduced to direct sales with a good company and amazing mentors that really show him the way on how to build a very successful business. And since that moment, he haven't clicked in and out ever again. An entrepreneur, sales genius, someone who practices the help one person a day method, a motivator of the youth, and someone who definitely graces the stages all over the country, the creating champion's heart and soul. Today in the bright side, Jeremiah Captain.
The Bright Side, a Gold Digger Talk with Jacqueline Andrea.
Hi, Jeremiah. Welcome to the bright side.
Hello. Excited to be here.
Present yourself as if you own a show in Vegas.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Jeremiah Captain Show, where all things are possible. You can create the life of your dreams, only if you believe.
Describe your job to a child.
Hey, little guy. Hey, little gal. You want to do what I do, and that's help people live their dreams. That's what I do day in, day out. So if you want to go to Disneyland, I'm your man.
How do you describe yourself?
I like to describe myself as humble, but that's the worst way to introduce yourself. If you say you're humble, you know that you're not. But I definitely try my best to walk humble and carry a big stick. But I'm loving, I'm compassionate, and I'm all about helping people fulfill their dreams.
If your life was a movie, what the name would be?
The name of my life would be All Things Possible.
What moves you?
What moves me? People, passionate people pursuing what sets their soul on fire.
What inspires you?
My family, my two beautiful daughters, Tamaya, Sade, captain, and Jayla, Brienne, captain, and my mother, Fanny, nail captain.
What was that experience where you didn't win but you learned?
Well, there's so many lessons in life, right? We don't call them losses, we call them blessings because of the things that we learn in those losses. But I remember playing in a championship game. It was actually a bowl game in college, and I was winning. I had an interception. Our team was winning. I had an interception for a touchdown. I had about 10 tackles, and I knew I was going to get MVP of this game. But lo and behold, I counted my blessings before the game was over, and I ended up giving the game-winning touchdown to the other team as I fell down, and that just showed me right there that you can never spend too much time sleeping in the trophy room, meaning just resting on your laurels. You got to spend your time sweating in the training room. It's not over till it's over, and always be looking for the next thing, because sometimes what really is the true enemy of progress is our last success. So always focusing forward and knowing that there's more to be done.
What did you do before being who you are now?
Before Jeremiah Captain at the age of 36 that I am now, I was just someone who was lost, going through life, just going through the motions, not fully fulfilled in pursuing my potential in life. And the worst thing in life is to succeed in something you're not called to succeed in, not being in your gift. So I was just wandering and navigating through the world, trying to figure out who I truly was. And now I'm 100% confident in knowing who I am, that I am a champion creator here to help people pursue those things that set their soul on fire. And champions are truly ardent defenders of people and purpose.
True or false? You need a lot of money to start working on your dreams.
False. All you need is a commitment.
Today is the day to start.
True. The only time is now.
Everyone is born with a talent.
100%. They just got to dig deep and find out where it is and what it is.
The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do.
Right. It's act. Actions create transformation. You got to be in action.
Be loyal to your past.
False. Your past is behind you. Your present is really what you have now. And your future is ahead of you. So you truly want to make your future so big that your yesterdays disappear.
What do you think this is for, Jeremiah?
Looks like a sloth right here, right? So half a body, squishy, but it has holes through its body, and it looks like its arms can hang on something. So I would hang this on a cup and hot water and put some tea on the inside, so this can be used as somewhat like a tea bag. I love this story about the tea bag because in life, you're always trying to find lessons in everything that we go through and that we grow through. So when adversity comes at us, we're always going to have adversity in our life. The two things I can promise in your life, that you will have adversity, but how you respond to that adversity will determine your fate. So using the story of the tea bag, when life comes, we're in some type of hot water. And how do you conform to what's happening to you? Do you let it take over you, or do you control the situation? So if you put like a carrot in hot water, what happens? That carrot softens up. So people run from problems. People shrink down. They literally recluse. They go into a ball when adversity comes at them. But when the egg gets in the hot water, what happens? It hardens up. So it gets tough, it gets aggressive, and it doesn't want to, shrink back. So it's boldly in a fight, right? Like it's fighting against what's coming at them. But the tea bag, what does the tea bag do? It lets the best in itself come out. It transforms the water. It gives it energy. It gives it life. It gives it healing. So whatever's coming at you in your life, you choose to be the tea bag and let your best shine in the moment.
The foreign word. What does entusiasta mean?
Entusiasta. I believe that it means happiness, joy, entusiasta, belief in yourself, trust yourself, trust in your dreams, believe in your dreams.
Close. Entusiasta means enthusiast.
Enthusiast. And enthusiasm actually comes from the spirit within. So inspired through your spirit, meaning your belief inside of you. Enthusiasm. It's like God within us, spirit within us.
Speed dating. Ready?
Yes.
30 seconds.
Well, I'm not perfect, but I'm committed. And if you give me a shot, I will show you that I'll give you a safe place where you can believe in love again, because I'm committed to believing in love again. And I have been through a lot in my life. I've learned a lot. And I know one thing: to really learn how to listen to people and help people discover what they truly want in their life, as I know what I truly want. So give me a shot. You never know. It may be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Time is up. If you were a crayon in a crayon box, what color would you be and why?
I would be red, because red is the color of love. Red is the color of passion. Red is the color of fire. And red is the color of bold. And I'm out with the old, and obviously I'm in with the bold.
It's time to dance. Cumbia. What song plays when you walk into a room full of people?
Toby might Speak Life. I love that song because I love to speak life into people, and the most important person you can speak life into is yourself. Because sometimes we get trapped in listening into the voice in our head. So we got to stop listening to ourselves and start speaking life into ourselves. Come on, sing with me.
Some days life feels perfect, other days it just ain't working. The good, the bad, the right, the wrong, and everything in between. So it's crazy, amazing, we can turn heart into words.
What piece of advice would you give to young Jeremiahs?
I would tell Jeremiah at the age of 10, it doesn't matter if you can't read. It doesn't matter if you stutter. It doesn't matter if you don't believe in yourself right now. Keep leaning in, and one day you will believe in yourself, and you will learn to read, and you will be a great speaker and a great communicator, and you'll make a difference in the world, because you are so much more than the worst thing you've ever done and the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
If you had the chance to start all over again, what would you do different?
I would listen to a lot of those mentors, early mentors in my life. I would listen to some of the things my mom told me. And at the same time, I would have loved a lot harder and not kept my heart guarded for so long. But it's one of those things: you live and you learn and you grow from. You grow from them. You can't go back in the past. So I'm grateful for everything I've done in my life, because nothing has happened to me. Everything has happened for me to become the man that I am now.
What entrepreneurial tricks have you discovered to keep you focused and productive?
The most important thing, I believe, is you taking action, also finding a mentor. But the reason why you want that mentor is to help you along the way and give you some guidance, but truly finding someone to help give you accountability. Accountability will transform your life. That's why most people run from it, because it's terrifying to be accountable for those things you say that you are committing yourself to doing. So not someone who calls you out, but someone who calls you up. So having accountability is so important and critical for entrepreneurs, because you don't have a boss. It's so easy for you not to do things when you're not being forced to. But when you have that accountability, it really helps you keep your feet to the fire so you can create the life of your dreams.
If you had a magic stick, what are the 3 things you would change in the world?
I would end racism. I would truly end hunger. And I would make every single day Taco Tuesday!
What's your favorite word to say?
My favorite word to say is purpose.
Draw something that describes you.
I see myself as a heart, love.
How long can you be without blinking?
Let's see, I tried it before and I wasn't that good. One of my best mentors in life, he has the best non-blinking skills. Literally, I feel like he doesn't even have eyelids. But I'll do it.
What's your secret talent?
My secret talent, I can play the drums. Not really the drums. but I'll give you some.
Jeremiah, what is the bright side?
The bright side is the show that we're on right now, obviously. But more importantly, it's a mindset, it's a perspective, it's understanding that you get to choose how you see any given situation, where our perspective can be our power or it can be our prison. So based off of how you view something will trigger a story that's in your mind, and that will develop a strategy from the state that you're in. So it's all about telling yourself a more empowering story about what's happening so that you can be in a better positive state, and that will give you a positive strategy to handle whatever situation you're coming at. So always looking at things on the bright side.
Thank you, Captain, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Next Tuesday, Nancy Frago.